Hello and well met. This is Laren with the Fantasy Ground Academy. Today I'm going to try again to create characters. Yesterday, if you were watching, you noticed that my stream was a big flop. So I wanted to tell you up front what happened. So I selected the video driver to be the Vulkan driver, which is what ships with the product. But then after the problem, I went and read that it's better for most GTX NVIDIA cards to use DirectX 11 for the video driver. So, lesson learned. So on the screen right now, I have Fantasy Grounds up, and I'm going to be switching over to Baldur's Gate. But I wanted to let you know that this is just to try out the game and also to uh, to kind of get accustomed to character build. So we're going to be building characters. I'm going to take the same characters and eventually convert them over to Fantasy Grounds. And if you haven't noticed already, there are some things that are going on in the community that might enhance or make your games a little bit more interesting. So if you have a D&D Beyond account, you can claim some characters on there, the main characters from the story or the plot from the Baldur's Gate video game. And then you can also claim to have, if you're watching Twitch and you're watching any of the gameplay and you have Baldur's Gate 3, if you have it set up where you have the Twitch integration, you can benefit by watching other people's streams, and then what will happen is that you'll eventually earn a drop. So in that case, you'll get some like equipment and some things like that are kind of themed around the Twitter or Twitch logo and that sort of thing. So there's some kind of little incentives in there, I guess, but that's not the reason I'm really playing. I just wanted to put that out there just so you guys know. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the Baldur's Gate 3 video game. So I'm going to exit out of Fantasy Grounds, and if you are a Fantasy Grounds user, you know that when you want to leave the Fantasy Grounds platform, you will right-click on a blank area on the desktop, click Exit, and then return to Launcher. And that's the proper way to actually exit Fantasy Grounds. So now what we're going to do is switch over to Baldur's Gate. So I have Baldur's Gate up. I know which driver to use now because last time I used the wrong one. So we're going to build a character, and if any of you have any opinion or some sort of specific build that you want, let me know, and I'm willing to build that character for you. Probably won't get into a lot of gameplay for time reasons, but I will be doing more game walkthroughs and such. And I plan on doing a multiplayer game soon after all the bugs are squashed and the servers are up and not so crowded. So I'm going to go ahead and press any key to continue. And yesterday when I did this, I had the wrong driver set up, so when I launched it, it just went black. There was no response. So in your options, you can change. When you launch the program, it gives you the option of which driver. So if you're using an NVIDIA GTX card, I would go with the DX11 drivers for now, because the Vulkan one gave me problems. Oh, that's pretty cool. I just noticed these guys walking down the stairs. And they're in this big temple. They got this guy hanging here. Pretty gruesome, whatever this is. Looks like a temple of Bihal or something. There's the symbol up here. Pretty cool. So what I'm going to do is go to a new game. The difference between these modes is this is more closer to a D&D game. The Explorer gives you a lot more narrative and story before combat, and you get a +4 on your bonus for your proficiency bonus, so it's your survivability is higher. And then the Tactician one is just very tough. It's just all fighting and battling and strategizing and such. So I'm going to go with this balance one. It's a kind of a mixture of the two. I think it's the best option for me. But if you like to just kind of explore around more and do role playing and not as much fighting, this might be for you. And then the other one is if you're just a big combat buff and you like to fight, then you have that other mode. So I'm going to go ahead and hit start. So this is the opening scene. I think most of us have seen this already, but I'm going to go ahead and let it play. I did this yesterday, but I didn't realize that I was going to have a crash at the end of the video, so I'm going to just go ahead and let this play through a little bit and kind of give you an idea what's going on. So apparently you're being a guinea pig by those mind flayers with some earworms or whatever they call those, tadpoles. So I'll shut up for a little bit.
Who are you?
Okay, so at this point, you have a choice on whether you want to actually play one of the already written characters, or you can make a custom one. So I'm going to go ahead and make a custom one. So you start off with your origin, which is essentially like your race, kind of your culture. So what you can do here is change your body type. So you can be short, tall, male, or female. And then you can randomize as well. So I think I'm happy with the height. And I haven't actually not too sure with which race or class I want to build. But I do want a bard, I think. I think that would be a fun... yeah, I think I'm going to do a bard, a male bard. I was going to do a female, but I want to do a male bard. And then maybe a half-elf. So we go into this area here. This is basically the starting. It's a high elf barbarian. So I'm actually going to click down at the bottom. And then I want to change this to male first. And then you can randomize the appearance. Let's see what that does. Pretty cool. The only thing is it randomizes based off of what you already are. So let me go to the race. We're going to go with the half-elf. And then you get to pick a cantrip for being a high-elf half-elf. So you get Dark Vision, Civil Militia, and Fey Ancestry. So I want to go to the... yeah, so you can pick your Wood Elf or a Drow. Maybe a Drow would be fun. Let's take a look at that. A male Drow with dancing lights. I don't know if I want dancing lights. I'll go with the High Elf. And then here's where you pick your cantrip. So let's go with... let's see, he's got Firebolt. I don't know if I necessarily want that for a Bard. So I'm going to do Blade Word. I think that would be helpful as a cantrip. Just kind of protect yourself during combat. Because the rest of these are either utility or they're some kind of... I don't know. Like Light is a pretty good idea too. But I think I'm going to go with Blade Word. Anybody have any opinion on that? Because I'm going to be a Bard. So I just picked Blade Word as a my High Elf cantrip. So I want to go now. I'm going to select class on the left here. And let's go with the Bard, which is really cool. And then it opens up another tree where you can pick your cantrips. So let's go to the cantrips. And I'm clicking on the left-hand side, so this is where all the choices are. They're already filled out because you kind of have like a base start. You have to go and edit this. So right now we have Vicious Mockery and Blade Ward already. So I don't want Blade Ward because that's already a free cantrip for me. So Mage Hand, maybe. Vicious Mockery, we already have it. True Strike, no. Friends, maybe. Dancing Lights, Light, and Minor Illusion. So probably Mage Hand, so we can interact with things without getting too close. That might be a thing. And for starting spells, let's see, we got Healing, Dissonant Whispers, Tasha's Hideous Laughter, and Heroism. So I definitely don't want Heroism. Sleep might be okay. Animal Friendship, Bane, Charm Person, Cure Wounds. We already have Healing Word, so I don't need that. Disguise Self, Fairy Fire, there we go. That's the one. So I like those. So we have starting spells of Healing Word, Dissonant Whispers, Tasha's Hideous Laughter. I kind of like that, even though it's not as damaging though, but it does, I don't know, it just seems like a really themed or thematic spell for a bard. And then, of course, Fairy Fire is really helpful during combat, especially when you have allies. So let's see, what do we have now? Got Heroism. Yep. Okay, so starting instrument. Let's change that. So I thought about doing the hand drum, because I think the rest of these would kind of annoy me. I don't mind having a little percussion in the background. And then for the starting background, I'm thinking like the urchin maybe, because you get stealth and you get sleight of hand. But then again, let's see, athletics, intimidation. I think the sage is probably the one I want the most, because I'm kind of a lore hound. I think that's basically, so you get arcana and history with that, which is really useful, because now I can pick, you know, like stealth based things and that sort of thing, and other types of things. So I think that's a really cool option. And then of course your ability score. So it has it as 8, 15, 13, 12, 10, and 17. So I think for wisdom, I don't really need that, but they assigned +1 on Dex, and they assigned +2 on Charisma, which is fine. That really makes sense. But I'm wondering if I should decrease this by 1 and increase some of the other ones. I think I'm going to take the risk, especially in the early stages. So I'm going to take that off, and now I got 2 points to spend. So I'm going to put 1 more on intelligence, and then maybe wisdom, maybe put 1 more there. And that way I got a little bit more of a balanced build here. But then again, I need a lot of the charisma bonus for the things I'm going to be doing. So I got to kind of weigh that out. But we'll see. I just think that it'd be better to have a little bit more of a balance here than just sticking with that 17. Because you have other things in your proficiency bonus that kind of add to that. So that's why I'm choosing that. So go ahead and let's take a look at the proficiencies. So we have Deception, Performance, Persuasion, and we have Arcana and History. So I'm cool with that. I think those are fine. It's kind of a sweet talker here, so that's fine. And then we're going to go to editing the appearance. So this is the base appearance for this particular bard. So let's hear the voice.
Where to next?
What was that? Let's hope the locals are friendly.
Help!
Be wary. This place is trapped. It's opened. More of those wretched things.
Yeah, I like the second one better. Definitely much better. And then we have different types of heads here. So I kind of like this one that I already have. It's pretty interesting. I like it. Don't need to change much with that, but I do wonder if I need any scars. Nah, I don't think I need scars. So maturity, I might bump that up just a touch. Freckle quality, just a touch. Intensity, just a touch. I don't have the pigmentation. I'm going to leave the default genitals. I'm not going to show that, but you can hide the clothes and change the way your genitals look. Not going to do that. And then not during the stream anyways. And let's see. Looks pretty good there. So now I'm on the right hand side. Gonna go to body art. So this is where you can do tattoos. So that looks a little too busy. That looks a little better. Yeah, so not that. Nope. Yeah, I don't mind the neck tattoo. That's a lot less invasive. And then for coloring on the tattoo, probably want to go with a more of a reddish hue. Let's see, there's yellow, blue. Yeah, I think black looks the best. So I'm going to turn down the intensity on that so it kind of blends in more. It doesn't look so like it stands out so much. Confirm that. And then let's see some piercings. I think you can use for a couple of those. So let's see, there's those. Don't want that. And it's okay. That's a little much. Yeah, not so much that. Nope. Too much. Dark moons. Kind of like that. That's kind of cool. That if I do any kind of piercings, that's probably going to be it. That's really basic. This is snake-like. Yeah, that's kind of cool, but it's too roguish. I think maybe that's a maybe. Barovia fangs. Got the Minotaur ring. Got the skull. Arch face swirls. Let's see what else we got here. Commoner. Bard rings. You know, that actually does look pretty good. I'll go with that. Even though it's, you know, kind of cliche, I think I'll use that. Alright, so I'm going to hit proceed. Do I need to do anything else? Oh yeah, I still need my eye color. So, don't really want that blue. Kind of looking more like a beige hazelnut color. Yeah, that looks good. And then let's go with the... We already did body art, so makeup. So I don't think he wears a ton of makeup, but I think maybe just for, you know, being kind of flamboyant or kind of different, I guess is the best way to put it. Maybe just some really light, kind of more like makeup for performance than anything else. Yeah, I think something more subtle like these little dots are pretty good. Yeah, just some real basic eyeliner here to accent his eyes. I think that's about it for that. And then you can tint the lips. So the makeup color, we can actually change that from black to like more like a, let's see, metallic tint, glossy, and maybe more like a brown instead of a black color. There we go. And then the lips, you can kind of redden that up a little bit. Just make it a little glossier, no metallic. There we go. Let's just change that down so it doesn't look like he's wearing lipstick, but his lips are kind of moist, so let's turn down the gloss just a little bit. There we go. That looks kind of natural. Not so dry looking. And he's a bard. He has to have a good voice, and you know. Let's see, hair. So definitely don't like this style of hair. Well, enjoy. I gotta get back to work. Yeah, take care. You have a good one, Thelger. Alright, so bald. That's interesting. Foxtail. Nah. Too cliche. It's like curly, kind of wavy. It's a little bit much. That might be a thing. I don't mind short hair, I just don't want it to be so generic. Bramble thicket. I think I like that. So that looks pretty good. Yep, now I want to change the color. So I don't want him to be blonde. Kind of want more of dark hair. So let's a black red. That's kind of cool. Yeah, it's not bad. And then after I confirm that, we go some highlights. So they have like a taupe kind of highlight, and you can turn the intensity up a little. So I'll just kind of lightly put some taupe in there. And then for the graying, if you want to have a little bit of gray mixed in there, maybe just a touch. And then I'll put some weird kind of color in there, like maybe a reddish. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, so I want to go with a brown and make it a little bit more natural, not so colorful. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Looks pretty natural. I like the hairstyle. Not bad. Okay, so confirm it. So we did all that. Let's do some facial hair. So give him a little goatee or something. Something a little bit more interesting. So there's that. This doesn't look too bad. I was kind of hoping for something a little bit more. Yeah, maybe. That looks a little too much. Yeah, something kind of fancy. Like they trimmed it. Yeah. I don't like the color for sure. There. I do like a kind of a brownish color so it matches his hair a little bit more. It doesn't have to. Yeah, I don't like the regular mustache. There's dwarven beard. Yeah, I think this, maybe this chin stuff here. Yeah, I wish there was just something a little bit more subtle than that. That's pretty close to what I would do, I guess. Yeah, he's fine. Yep, looks good. No problem there. So hair color, that, and then confirm. Oh, I see. Okay. Looks good. All right, so now we're going to go on to the next part. So I want to take a screenshot of this individual. So it's kind of hard to do in the game, but I have an app. So let me hit Control, or actually Alt-Z. And I'm going to take a screenshot. Okay, and then photo mode. Do a super resolution mode. Okay. And then, let's see. We'll do that's a game filter. Oh, I see. Okay, so I do have a couple screenshots, so I can use this later. So I'm going to make a token for him and actually put him in Fantasy Ground, so that'll be fun. Okay, so now let's take a look at moving on. So proceed. Let's see. His name is Canifar O'Niden. It's a name I used to use back in the day for a. It started off as it was called Cannon Fodder, but the person that was playing him didn't like that, so we changed it to Canifar O'Niden. Sounds a lot cooler, but Cannon Fodder was his name, because it always sent this bard out before anyone else, just so everyone can attack on him. He'd put on some kind of buff thing and head out into combat, and it would just, it was crazy. So I'm gonna hit proceed. Actually, I don't know if I like his skin tone, but oh well.
You need a guardian. Choose one.
So we're gonna have a guardian. So this is going to be a tiefling, and so Mephistopheles and Osmodeus. I kind of like the Mephistopheles version. And then, this is for our guardian.
Remarkable. Truly.
Let's see if I like her face. Yeah, I like that one, or this one. I like that one. It's pretty cool. And then, Storm Tone, I kind of want it just a little bit lighter, which is cool. And then, see, that was body art to give her some cool tattoos. Something kind of themed for... Yeah, it works. And I'll turn the color something else. There we go. Kind of subtlety there. So this is for the Guardian. This is someone who talks to you, I guess, throughout the adventure. Eyes are demonic purple. Kind of like that. And let's see. Makeup. We'll give her some kind of feminine makeup. And not pink. Lip tint is plum. Alright, pretty cool. Alright, so the next thing is hair. So I don't mind her hair now, but it looks a little too boring. So maybe something a little longer. No, that interferes with the horns. Yeah, anything that interferes with those horns is going to be a no-go. Yeah, that might be it. There we go. That's pretty cool. It fits with her look and everything. Let's see what this looks like. And no, kind of like the other one. Yep. Okay, so we want taupe. No, let's go with a brown. It's like an orangish color. Those are the highlights, so I think we'll stick with kind of pastels. Yeah, that's kind of goes with her, but I don't want it to be too much like the original. There we go. So a little reddish in it. And then we'll confirm that, and then go to graying. And it's kind of a silver right now. So we'll turn down that intensity. Let's go back to this one. Yeah, I don't like that. I like the lighter one, I think. Yeah, that's way better. Okay, so that's that. Okay, confirm. Facial hair, none. Horns. So I kind of like these curvy ones. Yeah, I like these ones that are defined. So maybe that would be cool. There we go. I like that, or... Yeah, the simple ones are really cool. I like that. And then what's the color? Let's make these darker. Yeah. Yeah. And then the tip color will be... I don't like that. Pretty cool. Alright, I like it. Okay, so this is your Guardian. Supposedly, it's part of your character build for the Guardian, so... Might want to take a screenshot of this, just in case. Yeah, it's pretty detailed. I like building characters in this. Even, you know what? If I could just build characters all day, I would do that. Because that's essentially probably the funnest part for me, is to build the characters. When I started playing, and a couple of years ago when they first released the beta, that's all I did. I hardly even played the game. I played like a few hours, maybe 8 hours into the first go around, but then I got bored and I just wanted to build characters. So that's kind of set myself to doing that. Huh, interesting. Tiefling. I like it. So supposedly, if I wasn't making a half-elf bard, I think a tiefling sorceress or something would be fun to play. But we'll see. So let's go to Venture Forth, and I think this is going to be... yeah, so this is the start of the adventure. ahead.
Might still be stuck inside if we hadn't been attacked.
This is the pool that thing came from. The parasite now writhing behind your eye.
I guess I made that investigation check.
The casing is fragile. The slightest touch could cause it to crumble.
Yikes. Well, that was no good. Just to get for being nosy, I guess. Well, I have to say that this is going to conclude today's beginning. It's just making a character. Looks like I found a bloodstone. So anyhow, I'm going to continue this occasionally. I think I want to take my time playing this game. I don't want to skip over the lore. And also, I don't really want to steamroll through it too much, but I definitely want to explore what it has to offer. And I will be incorporating some of the content from the video game into Fantasy Grounds. So I already have sort of a thing set up for it. And some of the poses that are being used in this game, I'm going to make screenshots of it and help to create content for the actual game in Fantasy Grounds. And I do have a bunch of Baldur's Gate stuff loaded in the campaign, and then I have like the characters you can get on the D&D Beyond website are the ones from the main storyline, but you can definitely create your own. So this probably what I'm going to do when I start a multiplayer game. We're going to play together instead of just me playing solo. So it'd be a little bit more interesting and not so many, it's not so boring, just me blah, blah, blah the whole game. And maybe try to encourage some of the other players to do a little role-playing and not just talking like, oh, kill him, attack him, like that sort of thing. Like maybe do it in character. So we'll see. But anyways, take care, everyone. Happy Friday. Enjoy your weekend. And again, if you're going to be playing this and you have a NVIDIA card, GTX card, use the DX11 driver. Because yesterday I tried to do this on the launch day, and it crashed. It went right to a black screen. So that was using the Vulkan driver.